All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and I definitely wanted to check this one out. This video came across my timeline. It looked like it seemed to be going viral. Shout out to, like I said, Matt Walsh. It come from Matt Walsh, and he said that Jada Pinkett Smith humiliates Will Smith yet again. And, you know, we've been going over this for the longest. We recently found out that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith ain't been together in the last 7 years, and they've been lying to us, saying that they've been together because, you know, they've been going on the red carpet. They was at the Oscars together. Like, everywhere you see one, you see the other one. So they was making people believe that they was still together. But then Jada Pinkett come out and reveals that her and Will Smith ain't been together in 7 years. But yet you had this man to get up, walk on stage, and slap Chris Rock. Which, like I said, a lot of people, even Jim Carrey came out and said that Chris Rock should have sued Will Smith. Because you literally hit that man in front of the whole world. Top of keep my wife's name out your mouth, and y'all ain't even together. She said y'all been living separately for the last 7 years. And that's why everybody on the internet is pissed off about it. They're like, dang, so y'all been lying to us for the longest? Y'all was at the Oscars together? Well, y'all, everywhere y'all go, y'all together taking pictures, like all type of stuff, making folks think that y'all in a relationship. And come to find out, y'all are not. So that's the reason why this right here just got blown right back up. And a lot of people said that Jada now is trying to get out on Will Smith and humiliating him in front of everybody because she's trying to sell her book, like a new book or something like that. They said that she got coming out, so she's trying to sell her book. So that's why she's going on this little tour trying to humiliate Will Smith. So we're going to check this out right quick. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. And I also want to thank everybody who clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go to Matt Walsh's channel and check it out. But I definitely want to check this out and see what Matt Walsh had to say about this. We already heard what Candace Owens said about it. So now let's listen to what Matt Walsh has to say.
If you're a young person, it's important to find marriage role models, older couples who have been together for a while, navigated many of the sorts of challenges that you are facing or will face, and have maintained and strengthened their bond through it all. It's important to find people like this, and hopefully your own parents can provide that example. If not them, then maybe another relative or a friend or someone else. Unfortunately, there aren't many public figures who can fill this role for you. If you're looking for a roadmap to a healthy marriage, the celebrity community isn't the place to find it. But they can still be of some help. You know, there aren't many people in public life who can serve as positive role models for married couples, but there are plenty who can be negative role models. They can show you, they can't show you which way to go, but they can show you which way you should not go. You can observe them and how they behave and endeavor to do the opposite of whatever they're doing. When it comes to negative role models, the good news and also the bad news is that the supply is endless. But perhaps there is no famous married couple on earth that has been more helpful in this regard than Will and Jada Smith. That's with all due respect to Prince Harry and Meghan and John and Giselle Fetterman and Kim Kardashian and whoever she's married to this month. Will and Jada are without a doubt greatest negative marriage example you could ever hope to find. If you want a happy and healthy marriage, all you really have to do is just do nothing that Will and Jada do and everything they don't do. They're like a lighthouse in a storm, except you always want to go the opposite direction from wherever this lighthouse is pointing.
Exactly.
It brings us to the latest in the Will and Jada horror story. The couple has made it back into the news this week, with Jada now on the interview circuit to promote her upcoming memoir, which is called Worthy.
Yep.
I don't know who would ever purchase a Jada Pinkett Smith memoir, but I do know that if I was in charge, I would keep a database of everyone who purchases the book, and I would immediately and permanently revoke their voting rights. These are the kinds of fresh ideas we need in Washington, but we're not getting, but that's a topic for another day. In any case, Jada made a personal announcement in her memoir, which came out in her interview with NBC this week. Watch.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
She can't even hide her glee. She's so happy about it.
Yeah, she's
She's so happy
you can
about
tell
having
she's
an
smiling.
estranged, being estranged from her husband. Now, first of all, someone needs to tell the interviewer that we don't need the clapping sound effects while she's asking questions. But as for Jada, she goes on to explain that she's living a completely separate life from Will and that they split up in 2016 because they were exhausted from trying. The words of a true hero. This revelation is especially humiliating for Will Smith because everyone immediately drew the connection to the slap heard around the world. And now we know that Will not only embarrassed himself in a desperate attempt to impress his wife, but that he did all this for a woman who'd left him 5 years earlier. Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth, he famously declared, but apparently that woman doesn't really consider herself to be his wife.
Exactly.
Jada, could have kept their unique marital arrangement to herself, shielding Will from further embarrassment. But then again, she has a memoir to sell, so she decided to keep the separation a secret until she figured out a way to monetize it.
Yep.
Of course, this is just the latest in a long line of ritual public humiliations Jada has subjected her estranged husband to. There was another one very recently when she posted an Instagram video of her and Tupac in the 90s dancing to Will Smith's song, Parents Just Don't Understand. And it's well known that Jada still pines for her deceased lover, Tupac. So this was seen by many, accurately, I think, as a not-so-subtle dig at the man that she is still technically married to. And that's what she does. She finds little ways to twist the knife. It's her specialty. There's, for example, this video from a few years ago where she decides to film herself not respecting Will or his boundaries. Watch.
You know, Steph Carell is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh, my goodness.
if you could film me.
Sam, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't. Because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
That's pretty rough to watch. I think for obvious reasons. I will say, it's.
Man.
I can't imagine my own wife. I'm just trying to imagine my own wife. First of all, filming me without even asking me first. She wouldn't do that.
That's crazy.
But then if she started filming me and I said, please don't film me, and she did it anyway, and then she posted it on the internet, I would be furious. Fortunately, I'm not married to a woman who would ever do that, but this is Jada Pinkett Smith. And pretty rough, but of course, nothing, since we're on the subject, we cannot avoid what is possibly one of the cringiest videos of all time. Nothing can possibly compare to the infamous Red Table Talk where Jada pulled Will in to have a conversation about the time when she cheated on him. Let's all relive that cringe together.
You, during that time, launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good.
Right.
And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
Help heal
I think
somebody.
that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people.
That right there is cringe.
Still,
bro.
tough to watch every time. I mean, imagine.
That right there is just tough to watch. I don't know how in the world that Will Smith sat there and listened to that. I mean, you can see the uncomfortableness in Will's face, if that's a word. Look at his face. He like, But I know he's just burning inside. Like, I know it hurts. Like, there's no way I could have sat down to listen to something like that. It's like, then now, you in this man's house. Well, I guess at the time it was both of y'all house. He asking you not to film him. And then she like, well, here y'all go, here go the foolishness. What? The man don't want to be recorded. You didn't even ask him. You just started recording and then you posted it without his say-so. So it's like she's just been trying to embarrass this man for the longest. And then he go to the Oscar and try to stand up for you and slap another man for you because you got mad at a joke that everybody else was laughing at. I mean, it just cringe to watch, y'all. I promise you, it's just cringy to watch. Like Matt said, she's trying to sell her memoir. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to sell that. So her ways of trying to sell that and monetize that is to keep trying to destroy Will Smith. Keep trying to bring his name up every chance she get and talk about. She didn't even have to tell nobody about that marriage. She didn't even have to tell nobody about that. She could have kept that to herself. She did not have to go on that show and tell everybody about they've been not separated for the last 7 years, because Will Smith didn't come out and say nothing because he wanted to keep it private. But obviously, she can't keep anything private. She wanted to be known. That just right there goes to show you. And it seems like, as they say, she still have feelings for Tupac, still posting videos about him. Look how happy she was to talk about August. Was it her son's friend? Like, come on, man. I promise you, I cannot see how Will sat there and listen to something like that. It's like this woman is she's trying to take Will Smith down through there, y'all. That's just the honest truth. That was just cringe to watch.
Imagine your wife cheats on you and you say to her, how could you do this? I'm broken. I'm devastated.
That's crazy, bro.
And she says, well, I just wanted to feel good.
I want to feel good.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, if that was your reason, I wasn't sure what your reason was, but if it was that, then never mind. And that was actually somehow the least cringy segment of that video, but the whole thing is brutal. The cuckolded Will Smith describes his wife's affair as launching into an interaction. Why did you launch into an interaction with that man? And for her part, his wife shows no remorse and in fact congratulates herself on her infidelity by claiming that she slept with another man in order to help heal him. Then to add another terrible insult to an already grievous injury, she declares that it makes her feel good to fix people. Yet her own husband is sitting there broken into 1,000 pieces.
That's crazy.
And all this frustration would build for several years until the moment when Will set his career on fire by taking it all out on Chris Rock at the Oscars. Jada, meanwhile, sits there and watches, making no attempt to stop him from walking up on stage to commit assault in front of a live audience, and also makes no attempt after the fact to defend him or come to his aid in any way. She is, in short, as I've already dubbed her, the worst wife in America, and Will Smith is, without question, the most pathetic husband in America.
He is.
Which is a sad reality, especially when you consider that before his wife got to work exposing and humiliating him, Will Smith was, it's easy to forget now, he was perhaps the most polished, clean-cut, marketable, seemingly together star in Hollywood.
Right.
Now he's a laughingstock thanks to his wife. People always say, happy dog, happy life. It's the mantra I live by. And, if it's really the case, you need to be giving your dog Rough Greens. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, the founder of Rough Greens, and Will Smith is nothing at this point, if not broken down. And that's why they are such a powerful, albeit negative example. They reveal pretty much every facet of a bad relationship. They embody everything that a married couple can do wrong. And they model one thing in particular, and that is the need for respect in a marriage, especially a man's need for respect.
Yep.
Jada has clearly never respected her husband, and he has never demanded respect or commanded it, most of all. And the end result is heartache and humiliation.
See, that's the thing. Will don't even have to deal with nothing like that. Will Smith is who he is. He's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. We have to say that he is. He's one of them. And come on, he don't have to deal with Jada. Obviously, she talking about she tried to help make another man feel good by trying to heal him with sex. Like I said, you can see the anger in Will's eyes as she's saying this, and like you said, she has no remorse about it. It's like she happy about that. She ain't under saying, Will, I apologize, I'm sorry. She ain't saying none of that. It's like she happy she did that. Like I said, she's just trying to tear this man down. And I think what she said once in the interview that her and Will told each other that regardless if they make it through or not, that they don't want to separate. They want to stay married. I guess regardless if they with somebody else or not. She said that's the agreement that her and Will had. What kind of agreement is that? Like, Will ain't putting his foot down at all. Not saying of course we don't want him to do anything to her, but I'm just saying you need to at least tell her, like, yo, I'm not gonna stand for this. If you ain't gonna do right, if you gonna keep treating me like this, we finna separate. We finna get a divorce. But the thing is, the reason why a lot of people calling Will out because he ain't standing up. He ain't saying anything. He's just letting it happen. And she trying to sit up here and sell a memoir and stuff like this, and she trying to do it by trying to destroy Will.
And feels respected at home, he'll be happy and confident and eager and ambitious. He'll want to go out and conquer the world because he feels like his wife respects him and is proud of him. You cannot put a price on that. It's impossible to describe just how important that is to a man and what it can do for him. Now, when he's deprived of that respect, it's likely to make him frustrated, temperamental, sullen, all the other things that Will Smith has become. In fact, the decline of his career and his public image precisely tracks with the decline of his marriage. The more disrespected he was by his wife, the less respectable he became. This is the way it works.
Yep.
The more a man is respected, the more respectable he becomes. And the less, then the less. The good news is that it's usually pretty easy to avoid marrying a woman who doesn't respect you. All you have to do is not marry a woman who doesn't respect you, okay? It is that simple most of the time. It's possible that a woman might hide her inner Jada. She might present herself as wholesome, affectionate, respectful, supportive, and when she's not. But most people, most women and most people in general, don't have those talents of deception. Like Jada Pinkett Smith doesn't. I saw one clip of her and I knew everything I needed to know about her. 30 seconds is all it takes. It's hard to believe that Will didn't know. There are almost always red flags like this. Mm-hmm. And most of the time they're obvious. For example, you see this kind of thing all the time for people. If you're dating someone and that person ever does or says anything in public to intentionally make you look bad. Okay, we're not talking about just playful teasing back and forth. I'm talking about they're trying to make you look bad. They're trying to actually embarrass you.
Yep.
If that ever happens, that is a glaring siren telling you to leave the relationship. Like if you're a day before getting married and that happens, leave immediately. You dodged a bullet. Mm-hmm. Because the propensity to publicly belittle and disrespect you will only get worse, not better. And your woman's instinct is completely backwards of what it should be. Her instinct should be to cover you, to prop you up, to show that she's proud of you. If someone complains about you to her, she should want to defend you, not join in. A woman should brag about the man that she's with, not deliberately try to make him seem lesser in the eyes of the public. As I've said before, my wife's supportive nature was obvious to me almost from the moment I met her. It hasn't changed in 12 years. And I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that Jada's unsupportive, resentful nature, her propensity to humiliate the people she supposedly loves, I'd be willing to bet that was all obvious, okay, to any person with eyes and ears from the moment Will met her. Mm-hmm. He ignored those warning signs, and now look at him. This is what happens. And it's why both Will and Jada Smith are today canceled. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening.
Wow, they both today are canceled. Yeah, man, like I said, back in the news. This, like I said before, y'all, this right here is crazy to me, Lo. It's crazy. Even a lot of people called him out. I definitely got to check out the one. I think Stephen A. Smith went off on Jada. I was supposed to check that video out to see what Stephen A. Smith had to say, but I heard a lot of people saying that he went off on Jada about some stuff, and he said a lot of stuff. So we definitely should be checking that video out very, very soon. If not today, probably tomorrow, we'll see. But like I said, man, Will had to put his foot down. Obviously, she's trying to sell this memoir, so she just going around, I guess, everybody podcast trying to. And, she was acting like her and Will was together the whole time. Come to find out, it's just been a lie to everybody. The Oscars, them being together, was a complete lie. So, but we shall see. Like I said before, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. I appreciate you all for watching. Like I said before, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.